And there's no getting away from the fact that a high number of early stage businesses do fail for various reasons. Do you, in your experience, get a sense of what the main reasons are as to why those businesses fail in those, say, first 3 years?
Well, the obvious statement is that they run out of money. And that's the most common reason. And I think that those businesses that have been funded by outside money, and obviously a lot of businesses do get funded by early investors, angel investors, they lose the confidence of their investors and their shareholders. And I think that that is the most important thing. So if you decide to start up a business, you decide to bring in investors, you have got to continue to communicate with those investors. The last thing, the thing I really dread is somebody coming back to me, having not heard from them for months and saying, can you give me more money? As an entrepreneur, you should be keeping your investors and your shareholders up to date with good news and bad news throughout the period of investment. And then when you go to them and say, look, I need some help, they're much more likely to support you. And so that's a big lesson, keep very close to investors, because often you'll get to a stage where a business might hit a bumpy patch and you need some additional investment, very unlikely to get it from the banks at the early stages. And you need them to stump up. Now, their inclination, if they've been kept in touch, will be to do that to protect their existing investment, unless they've been asked time and time again and have run out of patience. And I think that the final thing, which I often say, is that you've got to, there's nothing worse than overconfidence and constantly disappointing investors. And if you do that, their patience runs dry. And some of the best businesses I've invested in, the entrepreneurs have under-promised and over-delivered. Yeah. Often female-led businesses do that, interestingly enough. I love investing in female-led businesses. There's one, there's a pet food business that I invested in very early called Scrumbles. And it's been going 3 years and, constantly hits its numbers, constantly very strong communications with shareholders, very strong communications with customers. Just a great business run, by a couple again. So I think that's really important. And those businesses will always get funded. Their dilution will always be less. They're able to justify strong valuations based on future numbers because the investors believe them. It's by far the best way.